So we are live at Bob Proctors' house here, and everyone has just got back from the Matrixx full week, and we are now at his beautiful home, and we're just going to take a wee walk around and get some people's ideas and opinions on how the week went. Hello.
Hi.
What was your favourite part of this week?
Oh, that's a good question. There's been a lot of really memorable moments, but I think some of the biggest things I've taken away is understanding that I had the capacity to do things much quicker than I first anticipated. So originally I'd set myself a goal and say, 5 years, yeah, we'll do it then. And after spending time in the energy of such incredible people, that I'm like, well, hang on a second, I can do this in a year. And stopping myself from comparing to the results of others. So I think a huge thing is realizing that my own potential is myself and not comparable to, regardless, even the people who I might even valued in a slightly higher, does that make sense? In a place which is they've achieved more, so maybe they know more, but actually understanding that my own value comes from within and stopping myself to say, hang on a second, they've got their own paradigms.
Yeah.
And that's cool because we're also individual in what we've achieved and what we are going to achieve and what we've been through. So that's been fantastic.
Awesome.
The second thing I love is the people. Wow, there's been magnificent energy. I've had quite a few friends who've gone through the Matrixx. And when they spoke to me, I was a little bit like, I just wasn't necessarily ready. But it's one of those things which you really got to actually experience. You can't base it on what people tell you. So that's why they probably didn't say too much. But that's a good thing.
Yeah, awesome. Also, we have a full family here. I love it. What's it like to be here with your family or your mom and your brother?
Very helpful and very good. We're talking to each other every time, like every night. Mm-hmm. So they're very helpful with me and getting my goals,
Yeah.
Yes, awesome. I love to be here with my family. Yeah. And next time, going to bring more,
Yeah. What do you think this will do for your family?
Get better jobs, change their lives, get their dream job, get more money, help other people, which is our dream. Yeah.
And do you think you've got any closer to your mom and your brother?
Really, I really do. Got closer to my brother. We have been friends for a long time, of course, we're family, but we're talking better to each other now.
Awesome. What's it like to be here with your kids?
I think it's great. Yes, just to be in a family, So when we come back home, we have each other. And we can talk and we can discuss what we experience in Matrixx. I think it's great. It's awesome.
Sum up the Matrixx in one word.
Enlightening.
Transforming. I feel transformed. I feel like new. I'm a new person.
What are you going to implement going home?
So I had this thing come to me to stop playing small and to play big, and that's my new thing. I'm playing big. Playing it all big.
What about yourself?
So as soon as I get home, I'm going to email Paul Reiser's assistant and give him my pitch for the sitcom. I'll be implementing that as soon as I get home.
Great work.
Yes.
Fantastic. What are you going to implement after this week at the Matrixx?
I want to write my book. I came to the Matrixx with that goal, but I wasn't sure if it is exactly the goal I wanted. And I thought it will be clear after I finished the Matrixx, and it was. I want to write about my story after I lost my husband. He died 3 years ago. And I was able to get back up on my feet and do life without visiting therapists or taking any antidepressants. And then I found Bob, and he saved my life emotionally and everything. So I'm gonna share all that in it. And I started painting after my experience. So it's gonna be an art book with my story, and I'm gonna share stories of other people to show how they dealt with loss and got back up on their feet also. So that's my goal.
Did you feel lots of love in the Matrixx this week?
Oh, lots of love. I bonded with a lot of people, and I feel like I became best friends with many of them, and yeah, the atmosphere was beautiful.
Sum up you in a couple of sentences.
Me? Swedish girl, 28 years old, big dreams, big goals, and after Matrixx, I have such big goals that I didn't thought it was possible. And I've created vision that feels so real that it's, it feels unreal, everything, but it's surreal. Yeah.
Are you the same girl that you came in?
No. Like the first 3 days, it was so much confusion. But after day 3, everything was just so clear. Like now I understand what he's talking about, and now I can just take a decision. Yeah.
And would you say now you have a clear plan to get exactly what you want?
Yes. Yes, I do. High five.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
What's it like to be here in Bob's?
I love it. It's so awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how would you sum up the Matrixx in one word?
Oh my God, can you do that? It's amazing.
Good.
Yeah.
And what's one biggest takeaway?
One biggest takeaway, anything is possible.
So what's it like to be just sitting on Bob Proctor's sofa?
Oh my God, this is like so cool. Yeah, it's like, but he's like a normal person, right? And so it's just like I come here and I kind of expected him to live like in this secluded area in this castle, you know, and you come in here, it's like, it's just a cool little home and it's so homey, and yeah, I love it.
Extraordinary, normal man with extraordinary information.
What's that?
He's a normal man with extraordinary information.
No, right?
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And he always says, I'm just Bob. And we're all like, but you're Bob, you know? And then you come to his home and you're like, yeah, he's just like, he's like a cool guy, you know? Yeah.
Was it worth the investment coming?
Oh my God, 110%. I can't believe it. You know, it's such a change from Monday to today, and the energy, and like I have a plan now. And that's what I came here for. So yeah.
Awesome. So what was the Matrixx like for you?
Oh, it was such a great event. I've been studying Bob for the biggest part of 15 years now, and I felt like I was putting everything into practice. But I just wasn't making the quantum leaps that I was looking for. And so I thought the only thing I haven't done is going in person. And so I'm here, and all these things that didn't make sense, just like at the end I get to ask him the question. You always say, I put it on the paper and I say, is it in me or is it on the paper? And I listened to that maybe 100 times and it never made sense to me. And then he said it to me in person and now it finally clicks. So just such a wonderful thing to actually experience. You know, for anybody that's having those hard times of saying, man, I keep practicing this, it doesn't work. In person, it changes.
Would you say that being here in person is really different than kind of watching it online or reading a book? Does it kind of get into your subconscious more, or what does making it click mean?
So I did online. I watched the last event online, and I found myself partially paying attention maybe. I had no accountability.
Yeah.
And so here you definitely have 100% accountability. You know, you're invested, you're here, the power is here, and it is a total different experience.
Would you say that your vibration has lifted a lot this week?
100%. I am flying high, vibing high, 100%.
Love it,
yeah.
love it. And if you were to sum up the Matrixx in one word, what would you say?
Magic. So as soon as I signed up for the Matrixx, I was paired up with a consultant, Bill.
Yeah. Great guy.
Great guy. And he told me to put down my goals on a little piece of paper. Well, I had Post-it notes, and so I put this little Post-it note inside my phone where I keep my debit and credit card, which I will admit I go to a little too often. Mm-hmm. And every time I would pull this up, this little Post-it would come up with it, and I'd tuck it back in. And I am happy to say that most of the things that were written on this Post-it note when I signed up for the Matrixx happened magically, occurred before I even came to the Matrixx. The moment I made the decision and made the commitment to come to the Matrixx, the magic started happening. And there's a few that will take a little longer to come to, like 1 million annually. I haven't reached the annual point yet. So I will be happy to share at the next Matrixx how this magically manifested through this year, because I've added in little notes there, but the magic just keeps happening. I could not have foreseen this happening.
So was it worth your investment coming to the Matrixx?
100%. That's the thing. We were just talking about it. I was talking about it with a friend, is that I was so invested because I wanted to earn this opportunity. I invested a lot of money, sure. Yeah, it's not it's not a small amount, no matter where you are in life. It's an investment. But in order to invest energetically, the monetary value, if we count that as energy points, I am that deeply invested in my personal growth that now my growth is earned. It is earned. I have earned my growth. So I won't take it lightly, and I won't squander it, because I worked hard for this, right? I put my money where my mouth is, and where my being is, and where my everything is.
And what would you say to anybody else who hasn't been here? Should they come? What would you say to these people?
I would say if you have any doubt, if you have a single doubt in your mind, even a little flutter of worry or doubt in your mind, use that. Use that. There's something about that doubt and worry, that exact doubt and worry, whatever it is that's making you doubt and worry, is the thing that's probably coming up for you in every part of your life. So if it's time, I don't have the time for that. Who's got the time? Ain't nobody got the time for that. Then probably that's the thing that is constant. If it's money, that's probably where you're shorting yourself out constantly in life. If it's worry about travel, if it's worry about the investments, if it's worry about the people you meet, those are the things that are probably stopping you up in every part of your life. So you want to expand, you want to create that life of your dreams. I mean, I was just in front of the world in this past week. I was in front of the world, and my goal for my life is to be in front of the world. So I was just in the microcosm of the macrocosm of what I want.
And one last question. Would you agree that whilst we all want to earn more money, this is so much more than the physical money in the bank?
Yeah, it's so funny because a lot of the things that in the world, when I was telling people what I was doing, they'd say, okay, well, what's it about? And I'd give them all of those explanations. It's about expanding your growth. It's about doing the things that you want to do, those big dreams that you want. And they'd always say, well, are you earning money? Is there a return on investment? Is there, and if money was the only way to gauge it, then sure, there's a return on investment with money. It's so much more than money, though. Money is like a little, it's even if there was no money, I would still do this. Even if the money were not an issue, I would still do this because of what it's given me in my life. But if you want to know if there's a return on investment, yeah, there's that too.
Yeah. What's it like being in Bob Proctors' office?
I never think of I'll be here. It's never think in my dream. It's amazing, wonderful.
And what are the people like that are in here?
Sorry, say this again?
What's it like being around these sorts of people?
Positive energy, in one word.
So what was it like being here at the Matrixx all week?
Oh my gosh. You know, the last Matrixx, it was already amazing, but this time I didn't even know what to expect. And the people that come here every time is so different, but oh my God, the transformations, I'm in awe. I'm just inspired. Yeah, I'm not even tired. 6 days later, I'm not tired. I'm inspired. Everybody's life and transformation is so important. It's amazing.
We just want to ask you, what is the energy like in this office?
Really fantastic. Can you see how I feel right now? This is fabulous. You got to get here. This is amazing. This is unreal. This is really enjoyable. I love it. Thank you.
Was it worth traveling the whole way from London?
I would say yes. Very surely I would. I think sometimes when we're so conditioned to know what we're going to get. So when we walk into a shop, we know we're going to purchase a product and what product we're going to get in the end, right? We go to school, we know what qualification we're going to get. We're going to go to university, we know what we're enrolling for to know what we're going to be at the end of that. But this is a true kind of play on our minds because you don't know when you step into this environment. And I myself, even though I've been really fond of the material, didn't know what to expect. And I've got to admit, the first few days I still didn't know what to expect. But once I stopped and I allowed and I became part of it, this has been sensational. It's worth every single second. And the people you meet and the energy that you start to co-create with is fantastic. So if you really do love yourself and your vision and your future, invest in yourself because it's worth it. I'm telling you, it really is.
When you were deciding whether to come to the Matrixx or not, was that an easy decision or did you struggle with that decision?
A little bit. I struggled a little bit because of the timing, but in the end, Monica, my coach, said, well, what are you waiting for? I mean, you're ready. The rest is just, it's not important. You're ready, so you have to come. And then I came. So it was a little bit of struggle, but it actually was, I knew myself, it was clear before. I just did not kind of commit it.
And was it worth the investment?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Beyond any expectation, and it will be also beyond any planning. There will be some energy released that carries and carries and carries. So it's kind of fly, Michael, fly.
And was there things that happened this week that you could never have imagined possible?
Absolutely. I told everybody in the room on Monday, I'm into world music, and I have an Indian band, or I'm the keyboarder in an Indian band, and we played songs of Miss Misha Shafi. And well, I stand in the lunch break and to the right and look to the left and say, well, you know this face? And I said, this can't be. It is Misha Shafi. And are you Misha? Yes. Are you Misha Shafi? Yes. Why? I said, are you the singer Misha Shafi? Yes. I had not expected to meet her. I did not expect to meet anybody from the music scene, but her, and she has been the benchmark in my dreams of how to promote world music. So that was absolutely 1 in a billion, 1 in a trillion. Yeah, that was. It said to me, "Hey, you're on the right road. This is green light. Go."
So are you glad that you trusted yourself and walked by faith and not by sight?
Yes, but also I'm grateful to Monica because she said, "Come on, go." And that was I trusted myself. Grateful for everybody that is here participating. We all. It's a big we. It's not me. It's a we. And this being part of that community gives you so much more energy. That reminds me a little bit of being on stage with the band. You look at each other, you play, and you get yourself energized, and the audience goes and follows. This is kind of what I also experienced this week, kind of growing. And now you're flying home and take it with us.
So you're a fellow Irishman?
I am indeed, Kim, I am indeed.
Yeah. And what is it like to be over here in Toronto, away from Ireland, with these sorts of people?
Oh, it's brilliant. I don't want to go home, I want to stay on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could do another week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what do you think this has done for your business ideas?
Yeah, I think it's just going to get it to the next level. The amount of contacts I've met over here, I wouldn't meet them back in Ireland, so it's a different game when you come over here. So looking forward to go back and implementing them.
Yeah. Have you ever been to a live event with PGI?
No, first one.
Would you come back?
Yeah, definitely. I'll be back. I'll be back next year for the Matrixx, and I might throw one in the summertime. So we'll see how it goes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And obviously, where you're from, it's a small island. What would you say to people back home about this sort of material and this sort of information? Do you think it's information that people from even the smallest little island need to hear?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I think it's not taught enough. Enough people don't listen to it, so it needs to be out there more. Yeah.
And what was it like making the decision to come to Matrixx?
Yeah, tough, but if you're listening to his material and you're reading the books, it's easy. It's easier.
And was it worth the investment?
No, definitely, yeah. For the contacts I made, definitely. And I'll recoup it many times over, so without a doubt.
How did you find the week?
It was incredible. It was really a good week. Do you know, every Matrixx is a little different. Everyone is a little different. I think this was one of the largest Matrixx we've had. We had people from all over the world, but it was a very serious group. We have a lot of people that fell in love with what we're doing that have become consultants, which made it very special. But I would say it was a magic week. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And of course, it's still going on.
I hope you enjoyed this video. We put a lot of good information up here, and it causes everything in your life to get better. If you'd like us to notify you every time we put a new video up, hit subscribe and then turn on notification. Check out all our videos, and we will notify you when we put a new one up.